Good evening, Margate Church. Good evening. I have an exciting topic. I put in a lot of work and prayer. And my belief is this is going to change someone's life today. So as we can see, the title is Juicing for Life. Steph, where's the clicker? It's not working. Amen. All right. So I'm good. I'm good for now. I will move when we reach that point. All right, Brother Lewis. All right. So isn't this a very attractive slide, church? All the fruits and vegetables. Juicing for life. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. So I came across this quote from the Harvard Public Health, and I want to share it with you. And it's a very sobering thought, so please think about it. A diet rich in vegetables and fruits can lower blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke, prevent some types of cancer, lower your risk of eye and digestive problems, and have a positive effect upon blood sugar, which can help keep appetite in check. So the question for everyone, are you consuming enough fruits and vegetables? Amen. I'm guilty. So this evening we want to change that. Next slide, please. I wish I had the clicker. So anyone know about the blue zones? Someone said yes. Can you share what the blue zones represent? Anyone? Healthy living people. You said something on? I guess not. Anyone else? The blue zone represents the longest living people on earth, one of which is Loma Linda. Now, there are some general tips and guidelines for these people that live long. All right, so we're going to go over each one of them and discuss. Excuse me? Loma Linda is a place in California, Seventh-day Adventists. It's one of the largest population of Seventh-day Adventists. And they were studied with various groups, Costa Rica, Japan, Loma Linda, and they live beyond 80 years and less chronic diseases. So we have the secret sauce. So we're going to find out what that is. Are you ready? Amen. All right. Costa Rica is one, yes. Loma Linda, they're current. No, not that I'm aware of. So we're going to move on to the first bullet point. Go easy on the fish. I didn't expect this. I was surprised, Margate Church, because I love my fry fish and the steam. However, fish is loaded. Unfortunately, we're living in a very toxic world. That's just the truth. And many of the fish today are heavy with mercury. So pregnant women, be mindful of the amount of fish you're consuming because too much mercury can affect brain function. Amen? Especially tuna. Tuna, wah? I heard a wah. Everyone likes tuna sandwich. It has one of the highest content of mercury. The bigger the fish, the more mercury accumulates in the tissues of the fish. So it's always best to choose smaller fish. Amen? Amen. Sardines is one. Sprat. I don't like sprat. All right? Just to name a few. No more than 3 servings per week. That's going to be tough. Little to no dairy. I know some people that love their dairy. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna share with you a research. They found that dairy, unfortunately, is loaded with estrogens. Now, women, you know estrogen is important, right? But too much estrogens It's like a dice. Okay, thank you. Can you save the Q&A afterwards, please? All this interruption, you're affecting the flow of the presenter. Huh? Amen. Let's have some formality here. All right. So cheese, when it's concentrated, is from milk, right? It's loaded with estrogen. Too much estrogen, women, let me share the bad news. They found that too much estrogen promotes cell growth, especially in breast cancer. I'm just a messenger. Amen. So as much as possible, reduce your dairy intake, including cheese. Eliminate eggs. It's getting more and more challenging for Margate. You know how convenient it is, man, when you just do a boiled egg in the morning? Huh? I got to eliminate eggs? Not complete. Now, it says less than 3 times per week. And men, this is especially important for us. You know why? Somebody said yes. Brother Louis said yes. You know why he said yes? Because too much eggs, more than 3 servings per week, can increase the risk of prostate cancer. I don't want prostate cancer, you know. I don't think anyone wants it. And the reason why eggs have a particular compound called arachidonic acid. Say that with me. Arachidonic acid. And when it hits those cells, it promotes the cancer cells to proliferate and spread. All right? So again, especially men, limit your egg consumption. And I'm talking to my wife, who always cook the egg in the morning. Not a good example. It's the truth. We speak the truth, you know. All right, next is they had a daily dose of beans. Who love beans? Black beans, lentils. You like beans? Tara said, I don't like it. Well, beans, one of the consistent theme was they did half a cup of beans per day. Can we do that? Beans. Pastor, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Black bean. No, not string beans, man. Black beans, lentil, garbanzo beans, pinto beans. There's so many beans and peas. Broad beans, thank you. Half a cup a day. In fact, that reduced the risk of colorectal cancer. Huh? Some more beans. More beans. Can we do that? Amen. 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 Oh boy. Now we're coming to the big culprit. And I'm going to request my wife to assist me with this one. I need help. My help mate. Help meet. So you're going to start with the teaspoon. So, sugar. We need to stay away from. And one of the things with the blue zones, they consume no more than 7 teaspoons of sugar per day. Now, what does that look like? Slowly. 1. Count. 3, 4, amen. 5, 6, 7. So that is what? 7 teaspoons. So the longest living people on planet Earth consume no more than 7 teaspoons. Per day. Per day. Are we doing this? No, I'm not. A soda has more than this. No. Let's compare it with the standard American diet. Are you ready? Yes. Ready for the effect. I'm not going to share the secret. You just count with her. Go. 22 teaspoons of sugar. 22. This is average. Average, my brother. So some of us are consuming way more. But this is what we're consuming per day. And we wonder why we're dealing with stroke, heart disease, cancer. We are feeding the cells. Sugar is the number one energy source for cancer cells. Do you know that? Cancer cells will literally migrate to sugar in the body. It's food. And this is what we're consuming every day. So we're sabotaging our own health. We need to make some changes, including moi. You know, I have a sweet tooth, you know. You see? I can be very vulnerable, you know, I don't mind. Let's move on to the next slide. All right, so what is the recommended servings per day of fruits and vegetables? How many servings should we consume per day? You said what? All right, Nurse Brown said 5. Can we really listen to Nurse Brown? I think we should listen to Nurse Brown. So what does 5 servings look like? Or eeny, meeny, miny, mo. This is 5 servings. What? Yes. We're not per day. We're not, church, Margate, listen. I'm a messenger today. I don't talk much, you know, but I'm here to deliver a message. We need to do better. Sister Black have jokes, you know. You know, one of my favorite times in Jamaica was Sunday evening. You know why? I would get some chicken and rice. But my mom would juice some orange or juice carrot. Right? Natural juice. Do you remember those days, man? No, we're in the land of the free, home of the brave. Go by the store and pick up our orange juice filled and laden with sugar. And we're missing out on all these antioxidants and chemicals. So I think you know what's the purpose of this presentation. We need to get back to our roots. Amen? And we have no excuse. Someone said, go back to Jamaica. So what is juicing? Juicing involves a process where natural liquids are extracted from fruits and vegetables. That's pretty much it. You're extracting all that liquid. You're leaving the pulp and just extracting the liquid. All that good stuff. So the question is, what are the benefits of juicing? And there are 8 benefits, but there are more. So let's go over those benefits together. Number 1, it's loaded with vitamins and minerals. It's like taking a multivitamin, right? Better nutrient absorption. Energizing effect. We started juicing when, wife, pay attention. We started juicing. It's love, it's all love. We started juicing 2 weeks ago, right? And I've seen a marked improvement in my energy level. Improved skin health. I think I have one of the best skins in the Margate Church. No? I think so. Better absorption, and it also feeds your good bacteria. Not to mention detoxifying your body. It builds your immune system, and it improves athletic performance. All right, so a lot of benefits. So the question is, what is your why? What do you see there that you can say, I'm going to use as my motivation to juice 3 times a week? No questions, Sister Black. Not yet. All right, go and share. So the researchers wanted to find out, Margate Church, does juicing really make an impact in anyone's life? Oh, yes, it does, and we're going to find out. These are studies, not hearsay or claims. All right? So they compare juicers with non-juicers. Juicers at higher energy level. Amen. Higher calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin C, and vitamin D than non-juicers. All right, that didn't reach you. Let's move on. They are 22% lower risk of being overweight. All right, that didn't reach anyone either. Reach me. 27% reduction in metabolic syndrome. When you think of metabolic syndrome, you think of weight gain, belly fat, high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke. 27% reduction just by juicing. And juicing reduces cholesterol levels, platelet aggregation, and reduce inflammation. And by the way, when you see the word platelet aggregation, it means it reduces the risk of stroke. Thank you. Man. So the question is asked, is blending the same thing as juicing? You sure? You look. Some say yes. I say no. I think you should listen to the speaker. It's not the same. So blending, thank you. I got some support. Blending is basically you have the pulp and the fiber. It's a thicker consistency, right? That's why it's a thicker juice consistency. But guess what? Because you're blending, you're destroying the minerals and vitamins. And some of these mineral and vitamins are heat sensitive. So if you're blending, you're generating what? And all that oxygen is coming inside, which oxidize. Oxidize is not your friend. It's like you cut an apple, you see the brown coloration, that's called oxidation. And it damages the antioxidants. So if you need the fiber, you blend. Does that make sense? Amen. We're learning. Juicing is different. We don't get all that fiber. So all that fiber is lost. Which helps to brush the colon, helps with bowel movement. So we're missing out on that component. Right, Brother Lifer? I'm sorry? All right, save that question for afterwards. I will address it. Save it, please. However, when you're juicing, it's easier on the stomach. The juice is thinner, so you digest it quickly. And it's very important when you're juicing Margate Church, you should do so on an empty stomach. Let that sink. It's literally you're bombarding your system with vitamins and minerals, so you don't want the competition of food to affect absorption. Makes sense, right? It's logic, right? Good. All right. However, I want to talk to the diabetics. When you're juicing, be mindful. There are certain vegetables or fruits that's loaded with what? Sugar. So for example, carrots, high in sugar. You want to be careful. All right. Beets, high in sugar. You want to be careful. So for example, diabetics would use something like cucumber. All right. As an example, less sugar content. All right. We get the picture. All right. So the question is, what's the question, Margaret? How soon? All right. Thank you, Sister Black. If it's at room temperature within 6 hours. Amen? However, if you're refrigerating, it's good for up to 6 days. Not bad. So you can basically, in the mornings, if you know you're going to be busy, do your juicing, keep it in the refrigerator. It preserves the antioxidants like the vitamin C, etc. in the juice. All right, now there are different types of juicers. How many types? There are 2 types. There's a cold press, and there's what's called a centrifugal. The difference is a centrifugal uses a blade that cuts up the fruits and vegetables and push it along the strainer. That's how you get the juice. So what did I say? It uses a blade. The cold press uses something called an auger. It chews up the food, it crushes it. So it's cold press. You're pressing the vegetables. So there's a controversy. Which is better? Right? Which one is better? You think so? They always say that, the most expensive one. Is that really true though? The one that does the crushing? All right, let's find out. So the researchers, Brother Lewis, wanted to find out which is better. So they juice pineapple, kiwi, and green apple. They looked on the physical, chemical, and the phytochemicals for both. Centrifugal, cold press. And they looked on the juice, the difference. This is what they found. The cold press produced more juice than the centrifugal. So that's good. However, there was no difference in the antioxidants. So both the antioxidants for the cold press was the same for the centrifugal. And why do we juice? We juice for the antioxidant properties. So according to the research, there's no difference. Yeah, there's no difference. So if you see something for a centrifugal or a cold press, either one is fine. Now, personally, can anyone tell me which one is this? Cold press. That's the one that I went with. Doesn't make it right, it's just preference. Thank you, Brother Lifer. More juice. We want more juice. Especially tonight, we want more juice. Absolutely. So, oh boy. Juicing tips. First of all, you need to wash your fruits and vegetables. Makes sense, you know. A lot of dirt and pesticides. And when you're washing, you should use soap. Not just water. Not just water. Let me repeat. You need to use soap. Many of these pesticides are oil-based. Oil and baking soda. They're oil-based, and you need something that's oily to remove it. Soap. That's how it works. You see that? Brother Livo? Yes, you heard me, yes. And baking soda is good as well. All the questions are coming. Save the questions. Someone said apple cider vinegar. All right. Secondly, you want to follow the 80-20 rule. What does that mean, Margate? Anyone? I'm going to pretend I never hear that. Sister Martine, you are an A student, not true? Huh? So what you said was 80% vegetables, 20% fruit. Why is that? Not Sister Martine, no, not you. Less sugar. So vegetables have less sugar than the fruits. Choose organic if possible. Variety is a spice of life, Margate. Use different vegetables. We always stick with the same old type of vegetable. Switch it up, okay? Juice on an empty stomach. And this is surprising. Don't feel surprised if after juicing you feel sluggish. That doesn't make sense. Or does that make sense? No. When you're detoxing, it depends on the type of juice. Some juice detoxifies. When you're detoxifying, sometimes you can feel sluggish for the first 3 days. That's why it's pulling mercury. It's pulling chemicals out of your cells, and your body reacts. See that? Yeah. Amen. Amen. You know, some people actually pay for this type of information in the market. You know that? You know that? They actually pay a nice donation. I don't need that. God will bless me. And also, store in an airtight glass jar. Remember, oxygen is not your friend. And oxygen is found where? In the air. So you make sure you seal it. Someone said something. All right. Now we're going to move on to how to juice. So you have different categories. You have the sweet. This is my favorite category. Yes, amen. You have the apples, the pears, the grapes, the melons, the pineapple, the kiwi, the mango, the berries. All right? You have the tart. I like a little tart, right? Which is rich in vitamin C. Thank you. Lemons and your limes. Lemons are better than lime. Remember that. It's more expensive, but it's better. All right? You have your roots, beets, carrot, turnip. When was the last time anyone had turnips? It's been a long time, you know. You have your greens. You have your kale, spinach, lettuce, chard, arugula, mustard greens, dandelion. By the way, dandelion is really good. It's good for the liver. So from time to time, drink some dandelion tea in the morning. Cleanse the liver. Your liver is always working to detox. You know how much toxins in your body, Margaret? Support the liver. Herbs. You have your cilantro and mint. And you have your high-yielding vegetables. These are what produce all that liquid. Cucumbers, celery, I'm not using tomatoes, melons, and finally, ginger and hot peppers, right? All right, so again, I'm going to do a demonstration. No, not me, my wife. My wife is going to do the demonstration shortly. And there are 4 categories of juicing. How many? 4. So we're going to start with the high-yielding vegetable. So we're going to start with either an orange or a cucumber, something that produces a lot of liquid. Cucumber, yes, I know. It's a Jamaican in me. Amen. Amen. We're going to add something that's nutritionally dense. This is where you get your nutrition. For example, your cilantro. And I'm going to tell you about cilantro, you know. Short. Or someone said, I don't like that. You're not going to like these juices then. This is for health. This is not for taste. Health. Remember, when you drink it, I'm getting healthier. Amen. I'm fighting cancer cells, regulating blood sugar, fighting heart disease. I'm trying. Next, we're going to add sweeteners. So we need a little sweetness, man. Yeah, life is about enjoying life. Yeah, some of you like enjoy life, you know. And we're going to add extras, ginger, turmeric for inflammation. All right, now, wife, need your assistance. Wife. So wife, the first thing you're going to do, so she's not the juicer, you know, I'm the juicer. But Margaret likes you very much, so they're going to be patient with you. So you're going to turn on the machine after you're gloved up. The other way. You see now, I like to control things, you know. That's my problem, you know. I like to control, so I'm refraining now. All right, see that? That's my nature, but she loves me the same way. All right, so we're going to start with the greens because time for a cleanse. Margate needs a cleanse. That one, the green, yeah, this one. So we're going to add the cucumbers first. I don't like saying that word. I just want to say cucumber. All right. Can someone get my wife a knife, please? Or maybe you can break it in half. So the strength. So that's why I married a Jamaican, you know. Nothing else but a Jamaican. My apologies. I wasn't throwing stones. Hold on. Yeah, so we're going to allow this to juice for a while, then we're going to add the next cucumber. All right, at this time, we can take questions, Q&A, while she's juicing. Yes. Is there a mic? Can we, yeah. Yeah, he's getting the mic adjusted. I'm gonna add this. Then we're gonna add this. All right, so while my wife is doing this, we're adding, number one item is what I said earlier, the cucumber. It's good for alkalizing the blood, right? We live in a very acidic environment. The more acidic your blood is, the more likely it promotes cancer. Just a minute, Brother Life. So cucumber is good for alkalinity. What did I say? Alkalinity. All right, want to alkalize that blood. Then we're going to move on to cilantro. Anyone like cilantro? Well, you're going to like it after. You love it. Yes, it's a big staple, especially in the Mexican diet. Yes. And let me tell you about cilantro. I was doing some research, and wife, we need to do more cilantro. We need to do more cilantro. They found that cilantro is very effective. Are you hearing me? Yeah. It's very effective in pulling out lead and mercury from the body. Now, lead is one of the implicators for cognitive disorder in kids. Sister Black can testify to this. So sometimes kids can be exposed to leaded paint. The flaking of the paint. Sometimes they're playing and peeling with the paint, and the lead literally goes in their system. And it starts to affect cognition. So if your kids are slower, as usual, it can be the effects of lead. Cilantro, remarkable. Literally pulls it from your cells. Pulls that mercury from your cells. All right? Also, it's very good for anxiety. It helps to relax, and it's good for sleeping. I did not know this. We're missing out. Sister Life, you knew this? I guess not. All right? And also, it's very effective for urinary tract infection. And I want to speak to the women. Add more cilantro to your diet. So, Brother Life, you had a question? Mike?
All right, you said that when you blend, you destroy the antioxidant properties.
Correct.
From the juice. So what are we left with then? Just relish? Is there any nutritious value in what is left?
Great question. So some vitamins, Brother Lifo, they're sensitive to heat while others are not. Mm-hmm. So some you're getting, for example, vitamin K. Vitamin K can withstand that heat process. But for some other vitamins, they're destroyed in the process. So you're getting fiber and only a few of the antioxidants.
So you definitely have to know what you're blending.
Thank you very much. Well said. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. You mentioned about beans earlier.
Beans, yes.
Beans. So my first question is, the beans or the peas that you buy in cans, are they as important as the one you'd get from the...
Oh, that's a great question.
And
so
my second question is...
Can I answer the first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. So the question is asked, is the beans in the bags, is the beans in the cans as nutritious?
Yeah.
All right, unfortunately, no. If anytime you add heat to anything, you destroy some of those minerals. It's just a part of life. With that said, I guess it's a convenience why people do canned beans. But you're missing out on some of those nutritional value. And what's your second question?
The second question is, before these modern juicer machine comes around and stuff like that, how you used to get those type of nutrients from those fruits and whatever?
Someone is answering your question.
Great.
Yes. All right. Now, my wife just added kale. Anyone eats kale? Oh, what do they call kale? They call kale the superfood. It's nutritionally dense. It has all your minerals and vitamins in kale. And it's especially effective for your eyes to prevent macular degeneration and cataract. Wow. And the reason why it has something called lutein. Remember this, Brother Elder Edwards, and zeaxanthin. What did I say? Lutein and zeaxanthin. It protects the eyes from blue light. So when you're using that phone late at night, you see that blue light? It can damage your eyes. All right? That's what kale does. It protects your eyes. Someone had a question?
Yes. After juicing the carrot, is there any nutritional value left in the whatever is left over, the trash?
In the pulp? In the pulp, yes, you're missing out on the fiber, if that's your question. But so you can use a pulp for making baked goods. Okay. Yeah. I use it as fertilizer. Okay. Amen. Yeah, amen. Oh, Elder Fenton.
Should I go before or after?
Yes, please.
Now, my question, you say after your juice, you could store it in the fridge for about 9 days?
6.
6 days. So my question, how soon should you take it out of the fridge before you drink it? Because they say cold is not really the best time to drink. So if you want to, in other words, can you take it out of the fridge and drink it at the same time you take it out?
It depends on you, Elder Fenton. Some individuals are very sensitive to the cold, so you can allow it to warm at room temperature. So that's perfectly fine. But you do not go after the 6 days. Most of the phytochemicals are destroyed. Sis, how are you doing over here, wifey? Yes, everything. See? Okay, any other questions?
Okay, in all foods, I noticed they post some signs that says our producers use wax. Some producers use wax on their fruits to preserve them. So you have to wash them with soap. But it also says the best way to get rid of all the wax is to peel it. So is it okay then to blend our fruits before peeling them?
All right, so with the juicer, it's already peeling it for you because you're getting rid of the fiber, the pulp, the outer layer. All right, now if you're blending, it makes sense to peel that portion. So it all depends. But like I said, the best way of getting rid of that wax is soap, dishwashing liquid.
Can I go now?
Yes, you can.
The kale, could I use callaloo instead of kale? Do I get the same value since we...
There is not enough research on callaloo, Sister Black, for me to say it can be comparable to kale. Most of the studies are done with kale, so kale is far superior. Callaloo is rich in iron. Okay. All right. So yes, the lemon. Everything in the blend, everything in the juicer. All right. Any other questions? Mike?
I have the mic. So beans, you mentioned beans.
Oh, okay.
Is chickpeas healthy to eat as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amen. It's rich in protein. One of the richest source of proteins.
Oh.
I have a sister.
All right. I think we're good. So you can pour it in the can.
Yes, sir. I have a sister who cannot eat callaloo. And I asked her the reason why. She said because she has strong Indian blood in her. The doctor says she cannot eat it because too much iron affect her. Can too much iron affect
All right,
you?
so all right, now I have to go back in my medical knowledge.
Yes.
See, they're testing me. I'm not being paid for this. Some people have a condition called hemochromatosis. That means that they build up iron very quickly. It's actually a condition. So with that condition, iron builds up in the liver and especially in the brain. So one of the solutions for them is to stay away from iron-rich foods. And they have to give blood regularly to get rid of that iron. Am I right, Sister Black? Okay. All right. I'm not giving false information. Can someone get a mic for that young lady? So my wife just bottled the green drink, green juice. Again, this is not for taste, Margate. It's for health. Health, remember. All right, so you can just take it to the back or give it to Sister Narit so she can keep it in the refrigerator. And then we're gonna taste it in the fellowship hall. Oh, you came for the taste. You didn't come for the information. I feel used. I don't feel good about this.
What were all the ingredients in that juice?
So the ingredients are on the screen. So it's cucumber, cilantro, kale, and lemon. Amen. Now, why did we add the lemon? It helps with iron absorption, it gets rid of kidney stones, and it's good for immunity. It builds up especially with this COVID thing going on.
Over here.
Don't pass it out, right?
Okay, so you see again,
Because I
they're
don't want to
testing
go
my
another
medical knowledge.
episode.
So the kidney stones develop in a very alkaline environment.
Mm-hmm.
Lemons are very acidic, so it prevents the stone from forming. So it doesn't make it pass through, it prevents formation.
Good.
No, listen, man.
Good.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one.
Over here. Over here.
Over where?
Over here.
Question.
Okay, just want to find out if the colored greens is important, is nutritious just as the kale.
Yes, but more studies are done with kale.
Okay.
And that's why I'm using kale for the juicing.
All right,
but
thank
very
you.
good question.
Yes, just a quick question, Dr. Walker. Decide.
Amen.
Yes, okay. I am a lover of stewed peas and rice.
Sure, this way.
But since lately, I cannot eat the stewed peas.
Oh, that's so sad.
Because of
I
the
feel
beans.
for you.
So what should I do? Is there a way how to treat, to get rid of the gas? Because it gives me a lot of gas.
You need to see me afterwards. That's a consultation right there. You have some digestive issues going on. Everyone wants to hear Sister Edwards' business? No. So what you can do sometimes is start off with some apple cider vinegar. You put like 1 teaspoon in 4 ounces of water, and you drink it before the meal, which helps to digest. You're not digesting. That's what's happening. Sometimes you can also soak the beans or peas, and you get rid of a certain sugar that when it hits your stomach, it produces gas. So soaking overnight is ideal.
Question here.
All right.
Sir.
Thank you.
No, throw it away. Discard of it, Sister Lois. All right.
Question.
Can we move on to the next one?
One
We have
second,
limited
please.
time.
1 second. 1 second, Elder. Not everybody can use those green juice based upon you might be using a blood thinner. So you can't take those green
That's
stuff.
a very good question. Can I always expect this?
You know, is there other ways you can get that same type of value from something else if you can't take these green stuff?
All right, so what my brother is saying is, so if someone is on Coumadin or warfarin, you're advised not to take or stay away from greens. There is no workaround. I'm sorry. You just can't do the green drink. It is what it is. Because that's high in vitamin K. And vitamin K helps to build bone density. That's really good for your bones, Margate, vitamin K.
Yes,
All right.
he talk about that, but I use Eliquest, and my doctor told me I stopped from using dark green vegetable. And he said, no, I did not stop you. Use it with discretion.
So Eliquest is different from Coumadin. You can do your greens with Eliquest. That's not an issue. Amen. We're learning a lot this evening. You're testing the brain.
One more question.
Can we move to the next slide?
No, one more. I'm asking if you're diabetic, can you use a sweet and blend juice? Can you use it if you're diabetic?
If you can use
the
a
sweet one. Yeah.
So if you're blending, it's fine because you're maintaining the pulp and the fiber with stabilized blood sugar. If you're juicing, I would advise to limit the sweets. And what are the sweets? Certain apples. Don't do the red apple. It's higher in sugar. Do green. And that's what I got, the green apple. Did that answer your question? Okay, great. All right, now we're going to move on to the next one, which is pain, go away. I don't like pain. So we're going to add some ginger. I love ginger. Right, church? So ginger is good for digestion. It helps with gastric emptying. So it gets rid of the food. It doesn't store in your body and ferment. So ginger is really good. It's good for menstrual pain and it regulates blood sugar. Now, do not buy your ginger from China. Do not buy your ginger from China. Can anyone tell me why? China don't use the best growing conditions, unfortunately. So, for example, I buy my ginger from Whole Food, or you make sure you read and see where it's from. If you don't see where it's from, you can assume it's from China. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. Amen. Now we're going to add some turmeric. Anyone knows turmeric? Oh, turmeric is really good. It's good for blood flow, very good for reducing cancer, and it's very good for arthritis, the knees. Amen. That's what we need, right? Next, carrots, high in vitamin A, which is good for the eyes, and finally, orange, which is good for vitamin C. All right, so my wife is going to juice everything here. Any questions so far, Margaret? All right, no questions so far. Very good. Mike, someone get Sister Black the mic, please.
If there's anyone like unemployed, could they do this and sell us who don't have the time to do it and we deliver it or stuff like that?
Is that a question for the presenter or for someone else? I think that's a question for Elder Edwards, right? I would say yes. I just want to say this because there's so many oranges in this concoction. Diabetics, please be mindful. This is one you don't necessarily want to consume. It's high in sugar. I'm going to be honest with you. All right? Okay. I'm sorry? Okay. All right. When my wife is done, we're going to move on to the final slide. And after which we can do a sample, taste. We can taste in the fellowship hall. Question? So basically 1 cup of orange, half a cup of ginger, half a cup of turmeric. Okay? Amen. 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 Hey, that looks like good stuff. Please save some for me. All right. Go. All right, guys. So we're about to wrap up for the sake of time. So I left the best for last. Pressure go down. What does that mean? Hypertension, the #1 killer and the cause of heart disease. Hypertension. So we're going to start with some beets. So let's start off with the beets. Anyone likes beets? Now, let me tell you about beets. Beets are rich in what's called nitric oxide, or what they call nitrates. And what does nitrates do, Margate? It expands the blood vessel. In fact, a lot of athletes, when they're training and running, they're using beet juice. It generates energy. It's that good. This is not something you want to do before bedtime. It may energize you. So this is what I've been doing, and it's helping with my energy level. Beets are also rich in folate, so it supports red blood cell production. All of that's in beets. Amen. So again, this can potentially lower your blood pressure. So we're going to give you very small cups to sample. All right? All right, so while she's juicing the beets, we're going to move on to celery. Anyone like celery? I don't like it. That's a struggle. But this is also very good for relaxing the blood vessels. So again, this can potentially lower your blood pressure. So if you feel dizzy, this means your blood pressure is too low. Not enough oxygen is reaching your brain. Amen. Amen. And it can also reduce cholesterol. All right, good. And finally, we're going to add some parsley. Oh, this is going to taste good. I'm excited to drink this one. Beets, parsley, and celery. What a combination. Parsley is very good as a natural diuretic, so it helps you to urinate. It's good for the kidneys, and it's also good for bad breath. Amen. Amen. Halitosis. Now, again, this parsley is rich in vitamin K, so if you're on Coumadin and warfarin, I would encourage you not to consume this drink. Go juice it out. And personally, I'm going to add some ginger. I like ginger in my juice. That's just me. So we're just going to add one small ginger. That's it. All right, guys. For the sake of time, we're going to wrap up shortly. But any other final questions? We're going to have the taste. We're going to taste the samples in the fellowship hall. And I hope you enjoy the presentation.